Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing? Okay, I'm just going to get right into this. Don't know how long of a stream this will be, but I was watching my favorite YouTuber, the comments section with Brett Cooper, and the title of the video that I was watching was called Tipping is Out of Control. And I know this is going to be a hot take for a lot of you. I know that I'm probably going to get a lot of hate because of what I'm about to say, but it needs to be said. I agree with everything that Brett Cooper says in her video, and I will leave the link to it right here. So you can watch the video yourself. My husband and I have never believed in tipping. You have to provide us with really good service in order for us to leave you a tip. And the reason why we don't believe that you should be leaving us a tip is because we believe that the employer should pay you at least minimum wage. And our thoughts on minimum wage is another video or another live stream in and of itself. But waiters and hostesses and anybody else that works in a sit-down restaurant type should not be paying their employees, $2 an hour plus tips, $3 an hour plus tips. It's five, I think some have even gone up to like $5 an hour plus tips. I know some are still like at $1 some odd plus tips. I don't believe that it should be my hair. I don't believe it should be my responsibility to tip. It should not be my responsibility to pay, if that makes any sense, to give them what their employer should be giving them. We did have this really, really, really awesome waiter at a restaurant called Village Inn. It used to be a big chain restaurant, and I don't think there's many of them left, if there are any at all. In the town that I grew up in, which was Rock Springs, Wyoming, we went on a date, and at the time, my husband was working, well, he was my fiance at the time, was working his butt off to pay, just to pay for his apartment. God damn, my mind. To pay for his apartment. And so he didn't make much money to begin with. But the reason I tell you that is because his metabolism was like through the roof. He I mean, he was constantly eating. You could not keep my husband full. He always had food around him. He was always stopping off to get an ice cream cone or a a sandwich from Subway, or anything from like McDonald's, Burger King, Arby's, anything, any restaurant. Um, he was always stopping at the grocery store to get like a bag of chips, or you know something. Constantly cooking at home. Um, so yeah, so his metabolism was through the roof. God damn, get fat. And so we were at Village Inn, and this waiter was taking our order, and my husband ordered two entrees for himself. And the waiter thought he was being thought that my husband and fiance was being, nice and ordering, for me. And he was going to leave, and my husband was like, "Wait a minute, you forgot to take my fiance's order." And he looked at my husband, and then looked at me, and looked back at my husband and said, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, my metabolism is sky high." And the waiter didn't think my husband was going to finish the food. And two big entrees. He didn't think he was going to finish them. I ordered what I was going to order, and this waiter kept checking on us. I swear, like every 3 to 5 minutes. Is everything okay? Can I get you something else? Can I top off your drinks? Can I, get you something else? Is there anything else that you need? I mean, it's like, no, no, we're good. Or yeah, you can top off our sodas. We stayed there for about an hour, maybe hour and a half, just chatting. But I mean, this way, I mean, Village Inn was not busy that day. I'm just going to get it. Village Inn was not busy that day, so that waiter had nothing else better to do. And there are times he would just stop by our table and chit chat with us too. So my husband tipped him really well. That was like the only time I've ever seen my husband tip. Now, as for me, I won't tip. I believe all these employers should be paying their employees at least minimum wage. If they were getting at least minimum wage, I might consider tipping. But seeing as tipping has now gotten so freaking out of control, and from the video that I just watched, there are baristas now that are expecting tips. I know the last time I went to Subway, they were expecting a tip. Yeah, I mean, it says in the I don't know if this is true. I don't mean, not at my Walmart, but at other Walmarts, apparently a lady said that they are now expecting tips at Walmart at the at the self checkouts. And no, there's no way I'm going to tip at Walmart ever. Even though I used to work at Walmart, my husband used to work at Walmart. I mean, I at least got paid. I got paid above minimum wage working at Walmart, and that was back in 2002. I was making $7.25 an hour. Don't ask me how I remember that. I just do. So yeah, I was making 25 cents above minimum wage, because minimum wage there was at the time was $7. That was, again, back in Rock Springs, Wyoming. I had just gotten the job shortly after I graduated from high school. And yeah, I mean, that was back when you would hear them call over the speakers, check out number 3 is ready for you to is open and ready for you guys for you to check out. So if you're ready to check out, please bring your goods up to register 3. And for your convenience, it is a WIC register. And for your convenience, we do accept food stamps at this register. At that time, there are only certain registers that were set up to take food stamps, to take WIC. And I remember back then, I had such a hard time figuring out the WIC system, figuring out the food stamp system. Now it's just easy. You just swipe your card. Doesn't matter. You don't have to. It doesn't have to go into any special mode or anything. So yeah, shows my age. I was 18 in 2002. God, makes me feel so old. But yeah, but we didn't expect tips back then. And like I said, every register was manned back then, minus a couple minus a couple. But yeah, but it seemed like at the time there were always cashiers. And now, seeing as the Walmart in Columbus, Nebraska is 100% self checkout. And if they're going to be expecting tips, why? I'm doing your job for you. I expect what should happen is that I expect the 10 or 15% employee discount that they get. And they don't get that discount on food. I'll just let you guys know that right now. If you work at Walmart, you know you do not get that discount on food because Walmart is already taking a loss on their food. Anything that they sell in the grocery part, yeah, they're taking a loss on that because or at least they were when I was working there, they were taking a loss on their food. So, yeah, so I'm not going to tip. I'm not going to start tipping, and I'm glad that I haven't been tipping, and my hair is starting to fall out of my bun. So, yeah, I am not going to start tipping, and I suggest you guys to, if you are tipping, I don't know if this is everywhere. I don't know if this is in Canada for my Canadian friends, but here in the US, I suggest that we all just stop tipping. It is getting out of control. People who do nothing are expecting a tip. And I'm guessing these guys are making at least minimum wage. So whatever minimum wage is in whatever state you live in, I'm pretty sure that those guys are making at least minimum wage and they want a tip on top of that. Mm-mm. If I'm not going to tip my waiter, waitress, I'm not going to be tipping someone who makes minimum wage. You guys can hate me for all you want. I don't give a shit. Okay? Yeah. So that's all I have to say. This one gal in the video said companies are pushing for us tipping so they can continue to not pay a living wage, and that is true. They should be making a living wage, and that is not minimum wage. And like I said, I could do another video talking about how the minimum wage keeps rising, and everyone's like, well, everybody, these jobs, like fast food, how could people make a living working at like McDonald's or Burger King? It's like, because those jobs were not created for you to be making a living. Those jobs were made, I should say minimum wage was made so that employees can all, that way you wouldn't, oh God, how am I trying to say? Minimum wage was created so that was the bare minimum an employer can pay you. Everybody starts off right there. Great equalizer. Everybody should be making at least that. Now, do I believe that minimum wage should be going up? No. Minimum wage should not be going up at all. Because when minimum wage goes up, the price of gas goes up with it. Okay? And then the price of milk goes up, the price of cereal goes up, the price of bread goes up. You see where I'm going with this? The price of everything goes up when minimum wage goes up. But guess what? My wage stays where it is. My wage does not go up to meet what the minimum wage is. I used to be a CNA. There are I think it's by 2026, I do believe it is, minimum wage in Nebraska is supposed to be $15 an hour. Okay, I went and I talked to my administrator. And I asked her, I said, look, minimum wage is going to be going up to $15 an hour by 2026. I asked her this last year. So I said, does that mean that me as a CNA, I'm going to be making minimum wage now? Once the minimum wage goes up to $15 an hour, because I was making $15 an hour last year before I got a raise. And my raise was really, really good. Okay. And I walked away from it because of what my administrator told me. My administrator told me, well, if you work hard enough, we will give you a raise. Yes. Yes. We should be working hard for our raises. Okay. Everybody should be working hard for their raises. Okay. You should be proving that you are a worthwhile employee. But I had been a CNA since 2012. I believe I should have been making more than $15 an hour, in my opinion, but whatever. I mean, I'm just there holding your grandma or grandpa's hand as they cry because no one has come to visit them. I'm there, I don't just wipe butts, okay? That's not what a CNA is just there for. We're not there just to wipe butts. We hold their hands when they cry because their loved ones haven't come and visit them in a week or 2 weeks. I know that some of the people at the facility I worked at, their loved ones dropped them off and they never came back, not even when they passed away. We are there from the minute that they walk into that building until the minute that they pass away. And a lot of them pass away in a nursing home. And I was making good. Minimum wage right now in Nebraska, I do believe, is like 9 something an hour. And yes, I was making good money. And my raise was like $17 an hour, close to 18 on the weekends. And I walked away from that because my administrator would not accept the fact that everybody would be making minimum wage by 2026. I don't think she believed what I was saying, but I don't believe that minimum wage should be going up at all. I think minimum wage is pretty good where it's at right now. 9 something an hour. Let me look that up. Minimum wage in Nebraska. Okay. January 1st, 2016, $9 an hour. January 1st, 2023, $10.50 an hour. So see, it went up this year. January 1st, 2024, $12 an hour. January 1st, 2025, $13.50 an hour. January 1st, 2026, $15 an hour. So I was right. By 2026, the minimum wage in Nebraska will be $15 an hour, which means that as a CNA, and when I became a CNA in 2012, it cost me $300. I asked some of the recent people who first time CNAs last year how much it cost them to get their CNA, and they said $600, some $700, just depends on where they went. So we go and get certified, and all we're worth is minimum wage. And I can guarantee you that by 2026, when minimum wage is 15 fucking dollars an hour, that the price of milk is going to go up to like 10, because it's already a $10 a gallon. You want to be paying that? Do you want to be paying, I don't know, $5 for a loaf of bread? Canned veggies are like 80 some cents. Do you want to be paying like $3 for that by 2026? So I want you guys to tell me in the comment section why you believe minimum wage going up is a good thing. Because my husband's wage, which is really, really good today, he'll barely be making it in 2026 because his wage is not going to go up because minimum wage is going up. Okay? My sister-in-law is a nurse, an RN, registered nurse. That's what RN stands for, registered nurse. She went to school for more than like 4 years. I can guarantee you that. And I can guarantee you she's not, I haven't asked her if she's happy about minimum wage going up. But I can guarantee you that she's probably not, because $15 an hour by 2026, her wage is not going to meet that. It's not going to be comparable. There are nurses out there who went to school for 4+ years. Got something in my mouth. For 4+ years. And the minimum wage is going up and up and up. Pretty soon it'll be right at where a nurse is, and a nurse will be considered a minimum wage job. Think about that. Will ya? And yes, nurses are paid hourly. They're not salaried. But if you think about it, you can break down someone's salary into an hourly wage. And their hourly wage is not that much. It just looks like it's a lot because it says salary, like $400 salary a day. Yeah, break that down. They're not making that much per hour. I can guarantee you that. Because I can do the math. My phone is not in here, but I can look up this. Okay, I was making $15 an hour. Whoops. I have to click it. $15 an hour. We'll go $15 an hour times 12 hours. And one day I was making 180. So they could have said, yeah, instead of me making $15 an hour, they could say, yeah, you're salaried at $180 a day. Times that by the 3 days that I was working, $540 a week. Times that by 2 weeks, $1,080. Times that by another 2 for the month, $2,160. That's all that I was making per month, is $2,160. In this day and age, that does not go far, does it? Because the price of rent's going to go up. every year. And they wonder why people are getting kicked out of their apartments, getting kicked out of their homes because they cannot pay mortgage and they cannot pay rent. Oh, but minimum wage is going up. That doesn't matter. Like I said, when minimum wage goes up, what you are making does not go up to meet that, or it does not become comparable. Okay, just because, okay, say like today you're making 15 bucks an hour and you're making it, okay? Barely making it, but you're making it. In 2026, that is minimum wage, and and your pay is going to stay right there. Your employer is not going to give you a raise, and they are not going to do anything about it. Oh, well, you're making minimum wage now. When here a few years ago, you were making it barely, but you were making it. So tell me again why you think that minimum wage is a good thing. Tell me again why tipping is a good thing. It's just subsidizing, I can't say the word, subsidizing what your employer should be paying you to begin with. And it's not my job to do that. Not at all. I hope this video does become viral. And I hope you guys watch every minute of it. Leave your opinions down in the comment section. I would love to read them. Guess that's all I have to say today. Bye, everybody.